Good evening, everyone. Please rise. I pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And let's push out an item. So, Bill, would you like to step forward and give us your report? Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Lieutenant Donahue, Station Commander from down here in Emerald Barracks. So I'm here just to discuss the monthly report and answer any questions the board or the audience may have. Overall, 184 total incidents for the month, 1 criminal mischief, 1 natural death. I know we just had an overdose a couple days ago, drug overdose, heroin that were investigated. Domestic security checks, we had 60 for the month. So our policy now is, in the past, we were checking the schools Monday to Friday, and our policy is if people got to get out of the car, they got to walk into the office, at least go in and talk to the clerk or the principal. PM shifts and midnight shifts, they can just drive through the parking lot and check on the school that way. So we ramped those up a little bit. We're doing more of the checks on midnights and on the PM. And then Monday to Friday, they're still getting out and going and making contact with school officials. Motor vehicle crashes, non-reportable, 3 for a month, 2 reportable crashes, no injuries. 1 anonymous report sex assault, 2 sexual assaults, 4 thefts, 4 theft fraud, forgery, that'd be like credit card or online type fraud. Receiving stolen property, there was 3 DUI drug arrests and 1 regular alcohol DUI arrest. So that's a snapshot of the month. That's typical for what we usually have up here.
Yeah.
So we just did a saturation control on Tuesday up here in response to the drug overdose. So we're working with our light shooting and concentrating the area of the trailer parks. We have a lot of, big drug nowadays. Heroin's kind of on its way out. It's methamphetamine that's hit the area pretty hard. A lot of that's come down from Reading and Philadelphia. It's a trend that's occurring southeastern PA in general. It's not anything new to Honeybrook. It's kind of hitting the whole area right now. Drug choice, it's real cheap. So they're able to get, we're able to get it into this area. And the customers are here, so the cartels are setting in and start cheaper.
This time of year, is it a little slow for you, or is it just the same as usual? Or?
Well, with the economy being good,
Yeah.
so property crimes and things like that are down.
Yeah.
The trend we usually see when the economy is good, more people are working, there's more jobs, more opportunities, so crime kind of trends down.
Yeah.
But any particular month, you get a bad batch of drugs in here, or you get somebody who goes on a burglary street or a theft street, and increase the numbers, sometimes a few weeks. But right now, the weather cooperates, except for tonight.
Yes.
The traffic crash is going down, so.
Thank you. Appreciate you stopping by tonight. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you, President.
Oh, do you have a question? Yes.
I'm Bob Weird, I'm a concept resident. Every year at this time, it seems like the governor tries to raise more money for state troopers by, where I'm going with this.
Yes.
Any comments about his latest one? This is version number 3, I think, that he's out with right now.
I think we just got hit with a $65 million budget that was taken from our budget, so that's what we're looking at. Now, as far as obviously we need the funding, it's up to the legislators to determine where that funding is going to come from. We just got to go out and do our job, but we can use all the money we can get.
He's talking about increasing the number of troopers also, more cadet classes, I guess, which is going to take more money. But okay, it's every year he does it. But this version is a little bit different and might get more interest.
In reference to the increase in complements that we're asking for, I think their last complement study was about 19 years ago. So since then, after 9/11, just like every time the new laws enacted, it's always Pennsylvania State Police is going to be in charge of it. Pennsylvania State Police is going to be in charge of it. So we pick up a lot of administrative duties. That's what also we're tasked with, implementing the program throughout the state and then managing it. So that uses up a lot of our resources also.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's move on to the consent agenda. Do I hear a motion to approve? nomination?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, we'll go to the department reports. We start with Don. Good evening.
Good evening. I don't want to jinx myself, but I mean, we've been doing pretty good so far this year. I know it's a little bit out there right now, but I don't think it'll amount to much. We have been cutting some dead trees in the right of way along the roads that are a hazard that could fall on the road or limbs come down, so we've been trying to eliminate some of them. And right now, we're starting to even get some ditches cleaned here and there where we can between the raindrops. Maybe we can catch up and get a little bit ahead of, some of our spring work. So that's about all I have right now.
Thank you. Go to Chris.
Well, the big item is that yesterday, the heat pump in the office, geothermal, died. So Don graciously did some work in getting us a quote, and he has signed off on it. And hopefully, we will get that replaced Friday, which is good, because that's when it's supposed to be below freezing. Hopefully, that's the most exciting thing that happens. We certainly don't need anything else. The partnership met January 8th at the golf club and today at Heatherwood. Going forward, our meeting time will be noon on the third Wednesday of the month at Heatherwood. We will be publicizing the grants for nonprofit groups. And on the partnership website, there will be applications that will be due April 1st, and they will present to the partnership on the meeting on the 15th, and then the following week on the 22nd, the grants will be awarded. Application details are on the partnership website, hbpartnership.org. We are going to try once again with a carnival with a different company, and their dates will be contingent on when they're doing other carnivals in the area. So these dates are June 23 through 26, and as details become available, I will let everyone know. And Harmony Day, as always, will be the third Saturday in September on the 19th. You may have heard in the news that there have been changes with respect to voting in the Commonwealth just recently. The deadline to register to vote is now 15 days ahead of the election rather than 30 days. So folks have until April 13 this year to register before the primary. And now voters may sign up for absentee ballots and mail-in ballots online as well. March 4th, the automated work zone speed enforcement will be taking place on the turnpike. Folks can go to workzonecameras.penn.gov to see where those places are. These will not be violations that will result in points, but any registered owner that is speeding in such an area will receive a warning letter first. And then a $75 fine for the second offense, and a $150 fine for third and higher offenses. They're civil penalties only, as I mentioned. And they've been in a pilot program for a few months now, but the actual violation notices will start going out in March. The census is coming up, and on the website, I'll be putting out information as it comes. I've also been posting things on the Facebook page. And the Reading office is holding census trainings here at the township. They're very excited to have somebody in the western part of Chester County with space and willing to let them come in and train folks. So they will be here March 23 through 30, and 23 through 25, 30 and 31st, and then April 6th and 7th. So I'll be during the day. The Chester County Association of Township Officials spring meeting will be Thursday, March 12th at the Desmond Hotel in Malvern. Registration is not open yet, but if any of the board wants to attend, just let me know. And once it gets open, I will sign you guys up. Just one reminder to everybody that the township offices will be closed this coming Monday in observance of President's Day. And that's all I have.
Thank you. I did make an announcement that Steve is out in Florida. He's taking a vacation. So I'm now going to, do we have any update from Steve to provide? Or?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
just that he said go ahead and order the part for the heat pump.
That's all right. We don't have anyone present for the land preservation update.
No, the only piece of news to impart is that the next meeting will be Tuesday, March 17th, 7 p.m.
The Parks and Recreation, do we have an update for that?
All right, so we have good news. We have a new garden coordinator. Her name is Chris Giappa, and she's out of town until April, so I'll be ordering the seedlings and picking them up. But she will hit the ground running when she returns, and the produce will be donated to the Honeybrook Food Pantry, and she has a good working relationship with one of the volunteers over there. Volunteers are always welcome to help with weeding and harvesting, so anyone who's interested may contact the township office. And 2 items, fundraisers for the food pantry coming up. Golf outing is scheduled for Tuesday, July 14, and the music fest will be Saturday, August 8, both at the Honeybrook Golf Club. Details to follow.
So we have a few people present from the Planning Commission. Mike, can you give an update?
Yes, and if the commissioners have anything else to add, we can ask them as well. Just a note for the next meeting, we do have a zoning hearing application that we've received that we'll be reviewing for this month for an accessory dwelling unit. It's for Mr. John Stoltzfus, I believe, and also a William Brackman, I'm sorry. John Stoltzfus is next.
Yes.
John will be the lot line adjustment that you'll be reviewing as part of a minor subdivision plan. So the accessory dwelling unit was for another individual. But we'll have those 2 items, I believe, and I think there's still time on the deadline, or is there, we elapsed the deadline for this month?
Sketch plans can still come in.
Other than sketch plans. So we only have those 2 items as of right now.
I noticed the Pleasant View building is not on tonight's agenda. Is something go wrong with that, or?
Nothing went wrong, Bob. That was just a sketch plan discussion. They didn't ask for formal motion or recommendation from the planning commission. So that was just, they'll be back eventually with a revised plan. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, now I'll go to an open forum on this side of the room. Anyone would like to discuss anything? Go ahead.
Yes. I'm sure everyone's familiar with the national news regarding China and the coronavirus. Well, this national news has local significance. Twin Valley High School graduate who grew up in Honeybrook participated in the evacuation of the approximately 200 American diplomats. Donald Trump ordered for a cargo plane to go into China to evacuate and rescue those 200 American diplomats. And that cargo plane was piloted by Scott Dovin, who grew up in Honeybrook Township and is a graduate of Twin Valley High School.
That happens to be relative. Good. Thank you for that update. All right. Anything on the side of the room? Okay. At this point, we'll go on to our new business. So first, we'll have a motion to enact a parameters ordinance authorizing PFM financial advisors to issue bonds for the town. So we have a discussion. Go ahead. Allison.
I figured I'd come up and give a brief presentation. I think everyone, the supervisor should have a copy of my presentation.
Yes.
Just to give a background, I was here about 4 years ago. I assisted the township with the refinancing of a bank loan related to this building. And today, we're here to talk about a potential refinancing to hopefully save the township some more money. The major difference between what I was here 2016 versus today is the market has changed for us to consider utilizing a bond issue versus a bank loan. And that is one of the major changes we'll talk about. What has changed from that standpoint is tax reform occurred in 2017, and that impacted the market itself related to the type of interest rates you can generate from the bank loan market. What we found is the bond market, because of a lot of things like China and European type of situations related to their economies, have dropped interest rates to essentially historic lows. And we found that people who have been investing in U.S. Treasury municipal bonds have had a lot of access and demand for these type of instruments, and that's dropped interest rates to historic lows. So what I've done is put together an analysis by looking at what I believe the credit worthiness of the township is, I think is quite strong, as well as the interest rate environment, to hopefully refinance this bank loan, which is prepayable anytime without penalty, and save the township hopefully around $150,000 in all costs. So that's the high-level concept behind this. Because of the change between the bank loan to the bond issue, there's a little bit more work to be done on the administrative side. So for tonight, this is what we're looking for is an authorization for this ordinance to allow us to continue with the process to do a number of things. Number one, put together what is called a preliminary official statement, which is essentially a document that a bond underwriter, essentially a bank, we'll call it, that we utilize to help sell bonds. Second, we put together what is a credit rating, similar to how you and I would get your credit score. There are certain firms out there that would review your credit worthiness and provide you a letter grade. The best you can get is AAA. More than likely you'll fall probably in that high A or double A category, and that is quite strong in this market. I made an assumption that you'll fall in that category, and that's how you essentially calculated where the interest rate would come in. Once we follow through with those documents and get the credit rating, we'll be able to price the bonds. That is essentially allowing us to lock in the actual interest rate itself. These are estimates right now, but I think based on what the market looks like, I think they're a pretty good guesstimate. This will take a little bit of time. We started the process on the back end here. This step, what we're talking about tonight, is the legal side of things. But we will be working with the administration to put together these documents with the rating call and hopefully get it to the market within the next month or so. And that will hopefully get us these savings that we discussed. Peter Edelman, who's also here, I'll talk about this in a second, he works with a firm called Stevens & Lee. He would serve as a special lawyer or what we call a bond counsel. They will prepare some necessary documentation that's going to go to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania for the formal approvals, and most importantly, provide the tax exempt opinion for the bonds. That is what gets you really strong interest rates. So these are the necessary steps to get the process started. If the market changes, we won't do anything that will cost you anything, much more than we try to do. But I think the way things are going, the market's been very strong, and hopefully we'll fall within this range. So I'll just briefly run through the numbers, but I want to just give you an idea of what we're going to be doing going forward. Just to turn to page 1, just to give you a quick idea. This is an interest rate chart which just shows where the bond market's been. You can see from the graphs, multiple graphs, the rates literally have hit the bottom, which is good for us. Obviously, people probably tried to refinance some mortgage recently. It's kind of the same concept here. We're going to take higher rates and reduce with lower rates. Turn to the next page, which is page 2. This is what your existing debt looks like. As I mentioned, in 2016, when we did that bank loan, we locked in interest rates for a number of years, and after 2026, the rate will reset at some kind of variable rate with a maximum interest rate of 3.67%. So we've made an assumption that your annual payments will be about $256,000, which is the current payment through 2036. This particular financing would not extend your debt in any way. We keep it the same maturity, but ultimately what happens, because we've been reducing your interest rate that you're paying today for what's called 2.1%, 2.15% as my estimate, those interest rates would reduce the annual debt service, meaning the interest you'll pay, and provide you those savings. That's all we're going to do with this refinance. Turn to the next page, which is page 3. This is the proposed potential refinancing based on the current markets. Column 2 is the proposed principal payments. Again, you have approximately $3.5 million or so of proposed principal. We won't know that exact number until after we price the bonds. The proposed estimated interest rates are shown on column 3. These are the yields, essentially the interest rates you pay. They'll range between the savings, as I mentioned, right now we're showing you that you would save approximately $80,000 in the 2020 calendar year. And from there, you'll save between $3,000 and $6,000 per year every year until maturity. So you would reduce your annual payments every year until the life of the bonds once they mature. So overall, that net savings would be approximately $150,000 based on current markets today. Anyone have any questions on that part? I'll also point out, we did some sensitivity analysis as well. As I mentioned earlier, the bank loan itself is not fixed until maturity. You might recall it was fixed for until 2026 and then it resets at a variable rate. I did some sensitivity analysis to figure out what happens if it reset at a lower rate. In this case, if it reset at 3.14%, you'd still save $80,000 or so. So this is significant and worthwhile doing, but I did do to show you some sensitivity if things would change one year to the other. Obviously, I don't know where rates would be in the next 6 years, but this gives you an idea of what savings would be if it were to do that. Again, from your perspective, you would be budgeting about $250,000 a year between now and maturity, which is a little less than what you're doing. Questions? And then I'll turn to page 4. This is just what we call sources and uses, kind of like a budget for doing the financing. We take into account everything that's associated with doing this. So of course, the most important thing that will happen is you're going to be paying off the existing loan, which would be the principal and then the accrued interest on sort of call date. We're making an assumption that we're going to pay off that loan sometime in April, so you need approximately 3.4 or a little bit of that to pay off the debt. That would disappear. You would cover the necessary costs associated with doing this. Unlike a bank loan, it does cost a little bit more to do a bond issue. You have to pay a bond underwriter, which is essentially the bank, as I mentioned. You pay some soft costs associated with this, which includes the credit rating, the official statement, legal fees, R fees, official, there's a bunch of other little ones that add up. I've made some assumptions of what those would be, but overall, you need approximately a loan, or borrowing about $3,520,000 again. You can change a little bit, but this is a good assumption right now. Again, the savings that I talked about is all net of those things, so the $150,000 we're talking about is what we're doing off of the taxpayer. Questions on this page? Just finally, the last page, after you get to that page, is the parameters ordinance. These are just a little cheat sheet on what we're doing tonight. Because we're not pricing bonds for another month or so, what we're asking you to consider is what is called a parameters ordinance, which essentially means we're going to establish a maximum principal amount, a maximum interest rate, and a maximum final maturity. All these are higher than they really will be. We have to do this because we won't have this price for another month or so. In real life, you'll probably have the final amount will be about $3.5 million. This gives us flexibility to go through the process, price the bonds, and make adjustments to principal payments. We just won't know what those will be for another month. Understand that if we don't generate the savings that we're thinking we're going to get, we won't do it. It's just establishes things. So Peter and his firm can do the necessary filings associated with this. So when you see the ordinance that says $4.5 million, understand it's just gives flexibility here. We won't do any more than we need. Questions?
Say what if scenarios, say in 2 years the economy, it's bottom. So what impacts, say?
Great question. So number one, you'd be locking in interest rates today at, we believe is the bottom right now.
Yes.
So those rates will not change on your end. So you know what your payments will be going forward.
Yeah.
If the economy does change and let's say rates go down another 100 basis points, you have a call provision on these bonds, which would be a 5-year call provision. So I will tell you, you're essentially, let's say, stuck. You couldn't do another more funding for another 5 years. So the opportunity cost essentially is you wait another 5 years until you can fund it again. Again, my viewpoint is we've hit the bottom now. Hopefully we'll lock in at these all-time rates. We'll have another 5 years to look into this. If things will, things are lower, I may be back again, we refinance again. But from your perspective, any changes up or down won't be impacted because we will have rates locked in based on this pricing of bonds.
This is what I heard. So say if we adopt this parameter ordinance, say a month from now, we have to change ours. What how would that work?
Yeah, the change of heart essentially is, the cost that we kind of incurred at this point is minimal. You paid for some advertising fees for the local paper. Ultimately, if we've gone through the grading process at that point, and you've established your credit rating, there probably would be a cost associated with their money, but if we haven't done that, ultimately there's really not much out of it. So from our perspective, obviously, what we want you to say is, hey, this sounds pretty good, we're going to adopt this perimeters ordinance, and let's proceed as we can, and if the market prevails in a very similar fashion, we'll complete the transaction. But certainly we'll be in touch with the administration in the course of time if things were to change. My role as your fiduciary, I'm not anything more than working on your behalf, so if something were to change that I don't think is worthwhile, I will be calling you to say, hold off, let's not do this.
Any other questions? All right.
Thank you. Yeah.
Why don't you step there?
Yeah. Peter, like I said, has done
I don't have to add a lot
Sure.
to what Jamie said, but I do have some documents holding with Chris to be signed, includes the ordinance. There's materials that get submitted to the State Department of Community and Economic Development, like an application, certain certifications. The state reviews this whole process to make sure that it's being done in compliance with the Debt Act. That's Pennsylvania law that governs how townships can incur debt. So these documents kind of continue the process that Jamie described and allow us to move forward with the approvals from the Commonwealth. So just wanted to leave these with you, Chris. Okay.
All these blocking, I should point out, one of the processes that we'll have is we're going to get an underwriter involved in the transaction, in the bank. So that is part of what I will be doing on your behalf through this process. So that's all part of that.
All right. So, have any questions from the floor? All right, at this point, go to the motion. The motion to enact, not enact, under ordinance authorizing DFM Financial Advisors LLC to issue bonds for the township. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to enact.
Do I hear a second?
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Keep your fingers crossed and hope to get you these rates.
All right,
Thank
good.
you so much.
Thank you for your work.
Thank you.
All right, let's move to the second motion to approve, not approve, the payment of all invoices prepared by the treasurer. All in favor? Aye. Motion to approve, not approve a resolution authorizing disposal of certain records according to the guidance in PA Municipal Records Manual. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adopt, not adopt a resolution to submit a sewer plan module for John Stokes parcel 22-8-95 on 180 Beaver Dam Road to PA Department of Environmental Protection. Do I hear a motion to adopt?
I'll make a motion to
I second.
All in favor? Aye. Number 5, motion to adopt the resignation of Don Klein from the NCCMA Board and appoint, not appoint, Glenn Morgan of 605 Mill Road, Brook, to fill the unexpired term ending December 31st, 2020. Ready? Got it. To appoint. Got your second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, item 6, motion to appoint, not appoint supervisor, and we have a name, planning commission member, alternate. Okay, so we have to name a supervisor. So,
I'll
appointment.
appoint Travis Stacy.
Okay, now I'll make a second. So a motion to appoint Travis Stacy for, let me read through this, planning commission members, Melissa Needles and alternate Susan Lacy, Ray Schaefer, Kevin Wynett, Sherry Zinn from the Recreation and Parks to represent the township on the joint Icedale Trail Study Committee with West Brandywine Township. That was a mouthful. Okay, motion to appoint, heard the motion, I'll second, and all in favor? Aye. All right. Congratulations, Travis.
Yeah.
Motion to approve, not approve the following financial security releases recommended by Technicon for Steve Lab subdivision, land development, 2824 Compass Road. Final release in the amount of $76,907.88 for site improvements. And secondly, Smucker Fencing, land development, 5277 Horseshoe Pike in the amount of $2,864.50 for site improvements. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll second.
All in favor? All right, do we have any other new business? None? Any old business? No. All right, we'll go back to the open forum. So on this side of the room, do I hear any questions or comments? All right. On this side of the room, any questions, comments? No. All right. All right, having heard none, I guess we can, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I'll make your motion.
Boy, you jumped on out there. All in favor, aye. And thank you everyone for attending tonight. In light of the weather, it's nice that you came out here tonight. Thank you very much.
Decide.